too many people left, so I guess you enjoyed it. We've just got a few minutes, so if anybody's got... Yes, hello. Yes. Yes.
And obviously the film is ending with violence and did you feel the public at large ignored these ideas and the knee-jerk reaction and just judged the film too quickly, and how did you respond to those?
Did you hear that? Rather an intellectual question there, I think, for this time of night, didn't you think? What a superb question. You must have written a paper on this or something. Holy God, I'd like to repeat it, but I don't remember it. Burgess was a pathological liar. He was completely insane. He must have been to have written that. Listen, he was an extraordinary writer, and I think this book is his masterpiece. I really do. It's an amazing book. And when the film came out, I know you weren't even a twinkle in anyone's eye, but when the film came out, all they obsessed about was the violence. Because very few films really, well, I can think of one, Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch. It was extremely violent and slow motion violence, blah, blah, blah. It was like a ballet. It was a beautiful film, I think. You know, everybody was, all the press sort of jumped on the violence of this movie and completely missed the point. Because the movie really is just mirroring what was happening in society at the time. There were gangs, of course. There's always been gangs, you know, call them whatever you want, but from the very beginning of time, there have been elite groups, and, you know, of course, throw in a little dope, and, you know, we've got the situation in LA today. You know, it's exactly the same. Now, the thing is, the film really is about one thing. In one sentence, the film is about the freedom of man to choose. Simple as that. And the rest of it is all smoke and mirrors. Beautifully done, brilliant language. I asked Burgess why he came up with this Nadsat language, and he said, you know, he went to visit Moscow in the, I guess, 60s at some point, and he was in a coffee bar with a friend of his and a translator, and it was in the winter, and the whole place, the windows were all steamed up, and these Muscovite thugs pressed their faces and their noses against the windows looking at him, and it was quite scary. And so a lot of the stuff is Russian, you know, Yiddish, Russian, and all that. So, of course, he was so brilliant with language, you know, Burgess was really an amazing linguist. Yes?
Every time I see your performance, I'm taken aback by how honest it is with it. I just wonder, like, as an actor, how were you able to put yourself in that sort of mindset? I mean, it's a really sweet character.
I really don't know. It's, you know, I just knew, and it sounds a bit weird, but it's true. I just knew that I was born to play this part. You know, sometimes you get lucky in life. Sometimes you win the lottery. Not very often, doesn't happen since. But I felt that I knew this character, not as a person, because that doesn't interest me at all. I could care less about Alex, the person. The thing is, it's not a realistic or it's not a naturalistic performance. It's a definite high style, you know, and which makes it comic. And I wanted it to be a very black comedy, which is what I think it is, hence Singing in the Rain, you know. It's funny. Isn't it? I've got to say. I thought it was when he's just said to me, "Can you dance?" You know, that's what Stanley said. And immediately I jumped up and improvised the whole of the scene, slapping King Boom on the beat. And Kubrick was amazed, jumped into his car, shoved me in the passenger seat. I'll get to you. And we drove to his house, and he bought the rights to Singing in the Rain. And we went back, and it took a week. And I kept saying, anybody remember what I did? Because I couldn't remember what I did. And there you are. So, and that became, you know, that became really one of the great scenes in the movie. And I'll give you just the thing about a year later, of course, when the film opened, I was invited to go to Hollywood and go to the studio, and I had one of these guys, you know, from the PR office at Warner's that took me around, and he said, hey, Malcolm, there's a party tonight, do you want to go, you know, with a few stars? And I went, oh yeah, that's why I'm here. I haven't seen anyone, you know, anyone I'd like to meet from England, you know. So we go to this party, and there are a few people there, and he goes, oh, you're not going to believe this, but Gene Kelly's here. Do you want to meet him? I said, yeah, I'd love to meet him. Oh my God, homage, you know, yes. So he had his back to me, and this PR guy went up and tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around, he said, Mr. Kelly, I'd like to introduce Malcolm McDowell to you. And he turned around, and he looked at me, and he just turned around and walked off. I didn't blame him at all. I'd taken his brilliant, incredible moment and completely twisted it and sort of made it even more memorable, really. And now it became the center of a rape when he'd done such a wonderfully euphoric moment in Hollywood history, and I went and destroyed it for him. But I did it because I adored him, and I thought it was one of the most incredible moments, you know. And of course I completely, I didn't even think when I just sang it what I was doing. I didn't think, it just came out as an instinctive reaction to a character who was raping and therefore was in euphoria. Well, I was playing a nutter, you know.